Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Movie Critic Rob here with the Movie Channel, and today we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. But before we begin, I want to let you in on something. We're going to be doing 5-minute movie reviews. 5 minutes, not 10. 5-minute movie reviews. This will be one. We've done a few, but what we're going to do different here is I'm going to do the spoiler or the non-spoiler stuff at the beginning, give you the 5-minute review. And then after that, I'm going to switch to spoiler mode, but I'm going to let you know when I switch. So don't worry. Don't get scared. You're not going to get any spoilers that you don't want to know, because I don't want to give you any spoilers. I want you to go see this movie because, and I'm going to start right here with the review, this movie is freaking awesome. This is the sequel to James Gunn's wildly outlandish yet wildly successful movie that was really the dark horse of Marvel Studios before it was released, and then it was released and people loved it. The soundtrack was awesome, and it became a staple of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and we have them back here for their second outing in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We see all of the cast come back, and we are given a lot of new characters into the fold. So, with that said, let's get into the story. The story is really simple, and without giving too much away, the story revolves around the Guardians who are sent in to do a job, and it doesn't go as planned, and they are being hunted by this force. In the meantime, they meet, or Peter Quill meets a person he's been wanting to meet for a long time, but the person isn't exactly what he expects. And through a little bit of family dynamics, we find out his true motives, and we get what I consider to be one of the best, if not the best, third acts of a Marvel movie. That's one of the things that Marvel movies had fallen into, this monotony. With the exception of Civil War and even Doctor Strange, Phase 3 had really taken this critique that people had of a lot of Phase 2 films and turned them on its head, and Guardians 2, Volume 2, is really no exception because it is awesome. Now, let's talk about the positives. The positives of this story are that they take what was fantastic about the first movie and they build on it. And they build on it in a way that's more personal, and they don't try to outdo what they did in the last film, because really, how are they going to outdo the planet-killing destruction that ensued in the last film with Ronan? Instead, what they do is they give personal stakes to everybody in the Guardians of the Galaxy team, as well as some newcomers, and it creates absolutely wonderful moments. A lot of these characters are given just fantastic moments to shine. Yondu, Nebula, Star-Lord, Groot, Drax, Rocket, all of them, and even some new guys that were really sidelined in the first one, that were just kind of there as side characters. They really come into their own here. Now, what are the negatives? The negative resides really in the fact that there's one plot line in particular revolving Nebula and Gamora, which I'm not going to say it was boring, because it wasn't boring. It just kind of felt, until the end, when it is resolved, that it was kind of just, they were taking away from the main story. Everybody's backstory and everybody's emotional connection was wrapped up in this one story, and they had to kind of go off, do the Gamora Nebula thing, then come back. But at the end, it meshed so beautifully that at the end of it, I was like, this is great. I don't care that you did that. It wasn't a negative. So really, it wasn't a negative. The music in this movie is amazing. Everything is, it's like I'm in the Lego movie. Everything is awesome, because it really was. The movie does drag a little bit in the second act, but the way it picks up, and when it picks up, man, it picks up and does not let you go, not even till the credits roll. You have to stay till after the credits, because they just keep going and going and going and going and going. Yes, there is a little bit of lag, and yes, there is some, at what at first seems like superfluous development, but really at the end they mesh it so beautifully that it is amazing. So my final non-spoiler thoughts are, first of all, what are you doing if you haven't seen this movie? Go out and see this movie. It is awesome. It is a thrill ride. I had the great pleasure of seeing it in IMAX 3D, and it was beautiful. Another thing that a lot of people had critiqued the Marvel Cinematic Universe about was its lack of color. And oh boy, do all of those critics want to just go hide somewhere, because this movie is vibrant, it's beautiful, it's colorful. The stakes are there, everything is there, the character moments are there, and Baby Groot is there, which steals the stinking show. And it's not easy, because all of these characters are extremely well developed, and just it's amazing. Go watch this movie. So now I'm going to give you about 10 seconds worth of time. I was going to play some Guardians of the Galaxy music, but I don't want Marvel crawling down my back. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds, and we're going to switch to the spoiler review of this movie, because this movie had some spoilers. So I'm going to give you some time. I'm giving you time, giving you time, giving you time. That's enough time. Let's talk about spoilers. This movie absolutely full of spoilers. And first off, I want to mention Sylvester Stallone. He plays Starhawk, who in this version of the character, Starhawk was one of the original Guardians. He is a Ravager and is kind of really the commander of the Ravagers. Even though, yes, there are different factions, and they go into the different factions of the Ravagers in this movie. The commander of this is Sylvester Stallone's character, and it was awesome seeing Michael Rooker and Sylvester Stallone just eat up the scenery together. It was awesome. The jokes are hilarious. There's this guy Taserface who just gets made fun of so hard, especially by Rocket Raccoon. Aisha, if you don't know who Aisha is and who the Sovereign are, they are connected to Adam Warlock, which a lot of people suspected was in the Cocoon in the Collector's collection, but he was not. We actually get to see him in the end credit scene. Well, not him, but his shell, his cocoon, that Aisha is actually growing. It's a little bit of a twist, but again, you have to, make some changes to the mythology for the movies. Otherwise, it'd be really boring to people that have read the comics. So I'm glad they're doing that, and I'm glad to see Adam Warlock. As soon as he said, they asked, what's the name of this creature? And she's like, Adam. And I was like, yes, 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 yes. It was fantastic. Stanley is a watcher. Yeah. I don't know if he's actually a watcher, because he shows up in the actual runtime of the movie, and then he shows up again in a spacesuit, but alongside 3 watchers. And I'm like, just make him a watcher already, man. Which, I don't know, maybe he's an honorary watcher. I would love it, because I've said that since Avengers 1. So, come on, make it happen, Marvel. Give him an actual character. Like, that would be the perfect character for Stan Lee to be in these movies, is the Watcher. Come on. He's sitting there taking part in all of these things that are going on, and it all has to be connected. That's the theme of Marvel and their cinematic universe. It's all connected, right? Well, let's connect every single one of those cameos for Stan Lee and give us something awesome. Ego the Living Planet. Freaking amazing. That was awesome. And I love that they didn't shy away. I mean, it's Guardians. They're not going to shy away from the more outlandish aspects of the movie. And having a planet with the face of Kurt Russell is done in this movie, and it was amazing. I love the way that they explain what it is, why he's the living planet, but he's got a human body. Because a lot of people were, when they saw the set pictures, a lot of people thought, I love how they explain it, that he has, he made himself a human body, and he kind of resides in that human body, even though he is a celestial. Which, yes, he is a celestial in this. I don't know if Ego the Living Planet is a celestial in the comics, but he is, and so is Peter Quill. I mean, he loses the power because the planet Ego gets destroyed, and he's the source of it. So his powers kind of go. But it was kind of cool to see Peter Quill in this superpowered mode of, like celestial being. Cool. It was awesome. What was really interesting for me, and I don't know, maybe somebody can confirm it down in the comics, in the comments. They mentioned Eternity, and when they mentioned Eternity, and if you know anything about the Marvel Comics, Eternity is a character in the Marvel Comics. Peter Quill's eyes go into this, sky mode with like stars all over it, kind of like how Eternity looks in the Marvel Comics. So I don't know if maybe they're alluding to that maybe he is Eternity, or which would be amazing. But I don't know. It was something that I caught it, and when I caught it, I was like, are they going that route? Because that would be kind of cool. That really would be kind of cool. The Obelisk is the name of the monster that the Guardians fight at the beginning of the movie and really kick off the plot of the movie, which was beautiful. I mean, the movie was absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to think of other spoilers that I saw. I was just kind of caught up in the moment of everything, and I can't remember all the spoilers right now. But go and watch this movie. If you're still with me, go and watch this movie. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. This has been Movie Critic Rob with the Movie Channel. And as always, now, I'm going to go listen to some tunes, some Guardians tunes, and I'm signing off.